Hello, everybody. Welcome and welcome back to the iFox Juice podcast. I'm your host, Juice, and I'm here with my co-host, Reen. Hey, Reen, guess what?
What's up?
I'm wearing gray sweatpants.
Sweatpants season. Where are
You
the
hate
dark
on
ones,
sweatpants.
man? Where are the dark ones, man? Not the gray ones.
I have more gray ones than I do dark ones, and now apparently I can't be wearing these thanks to your judgmental ass.
Sorry, man. You gotta wear, like, briefs, right? Like, tight ones, right? Tuck those shit in, you know? Like the twigs and berries in. So it's not bouncing around everywhere when you're
I can't show off the goods? I mean, I don't really have any goods to speak of, really. There's nothing impressive going on there, but at least I can blame the cold.
Well, I mean, if you're out and about, I guess it's fine, but at the gym, it's kind of awkward.
Well, why are you looking at guys' dicks? I thought you're focused on your deadlifts and shit.
Man, well, if you're running and then shit's jiggling and it's awkward, man. I'm not trying to look at it, but I'm like, wait, what?
Have you ever seen the movie Juno?
No,
there's a part where one of the kids in the movie, he's like a cross country runner. So he wears like the little like Daisy Duke shorts, you know? And there's a scene where she's talking, this is Juno's friend, she's talking to him, and then all his cross country buddies are running down the street in their little shorts, and you can just see like shit bouncing around. She's like, every time I see them running, I always picture them naked, even if I don't want to. All I see are pork swords. So you had your Juno moment today, apparently.
That shit's funny, man. I guess females have that issue because you have to not wear like a tight sports bra, or maybe they just got a sports bra on and no shirt. They do it all the time. But I'm not trying to do that. I'm not that female. Sometimes I wear 2 sports bras, so it's not bouncing up and down.
There's also the issue of camel toe, too.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
I'm always looking out for that shit. I don't want like to distract anybody. I don't want nobody staring at me either. So, yeah. Like when I wrestle or whatever, and I started wrestling, I have like my Hayabusa kickboxing shorts on. And then my leggings. Yeah.
That's why. Okay.
Yeah. So I just make sure. Yeah. Hey, man, I'm looking out, right? Some females don't. And maybe some females like that attention. There's that too.
Yeah, I just think it's fucked up, Reen, that you're judging these guys and you're judging me for wearing gray sweatpants, not just because I'm your friend, but I thought in Joe Biden's America, a brown man can now roam the streets freely without judgment.
Fucking Joe Biden. Oh Jesus Christ. Oh God. Are we gonna talk about that?
We have to talk about Van Jones' bitch ass.
I'm sorry, man. Like, dude, are you on the rag? Like, what happened to you? Like, do you need some ice cream or some candy or something? Like, it's not the end of the world, right? It's not. Even if Trump was president, would it be the end of the world?
If you guys don't know what we're talking about, CNN host, anchor, not sure what his job title is, CNN employee Van Jones. Shortly after the election was called for Biden on Saturday, there was a clip going around. He started sobbing on air, not like a cry, like, I'm glad he won, like a little tear of joy. No, he was like, it was like a step away from booger bubbles fucking bursting and fucking straight up sobbing, like couldn't control his breathing and because he was so happy that Joe Biden won. It was the most fucking ridiculous thing I've seen probably all year, and that's saying something. It made me long for Trump again because I was like, fuck, man. Again, like I said last week, the dude is entertaining. Joe Biden brought some unintentional comedy there because I started fucking laughing my ass off when I saw that, but I'm like, damn, there's people that actually saw this dude and were probably touched. This is fucking ridiculous.
Yeah. God, either side is horrible anyways. It's the establishment, but I mean, wow. That guy.
I'm like
Yeah,
laughing.
the tissues and everything.
Yeah, he had them ready. Like, bitch, I know I'm gonna cry. I can't hold it together.
Wow, dude. I guess like half of the country felt that way too, right?
You know
I'm
what?
assuming.
I didn't even mind the celebrating on the street. Like, it's definitely not my cup of tea. I wouldn't have done it. I definitely didn't do it. But hey, people were happy and celebrating. Sure. Especially with how much of an egomaniac and narcissist Trump is. He got what was coming to him. Good on everybody. Yeah, celebrate a little bit. I ain't mad at that. But weeping on air because this mass incarcerating, mass deporting, fucking old ass white dude won. Fucking war criminal won. Nah, man. Couldn't be me, son.
Right? He's the one that put the kids in cages.
Yes,
with
he
his
did.
boss.
Yes,
So
he did.
what the fuck?
But I shouldn't be scared, Reen, because, well, I'm not an immigrant. Well, I guess you shouldn't be scared, right? You're the immigrant here.
I know, man.
You can roam America free now. No worries of hatred anymore. He got rid of it in one day.
I don't know, man. I gotta be careful. If I talk shit about America, I might get deported now.
Well, yeah, the numbers are more in Biden's favor than they were in Trump's in that category. So you're not kidding.
All right.
You're not kidding. But
Trump left me alone, man.
He talked a lot of shit about you, but hey,
he didn't mean it.
Hey, like, I know you're not Chinese, but Chappelle said it best over the weekend when he said the Kung Flu virus. Like, you racist, hilarious motherfucker.
Oh my God.
It's true.
That 16, 17-minute bit that he had, fucking amazing. Every time he grabs a mic, man, amazing. That was a treat.
Chappelle is America's cool uncle. You just listen to the guy. I mean, he's hilarious. He's possibly the GOAT in comedy. You just listen. He makes very good points. Very points that can make a lot of people mad sometimes, but nonetheless, they're important to hear. And
especially about that clown mask, the clown mask.
You know what? When he said
it's
that
true.
When he said that too, I was like, you know what? I probably would be more at ease seeing a dude in a clown mask, knowing that he may hate me and he may try to hurt me, but at least I know that he's not going to kill me just by standing too close to me. You know what I mean? If he gets too close to me, I can at least beat his ass.
Right? That shit, it's like completely covering his face, unlike those motherfuckers that like wear the mask and then they have it right below the nose. I hate that shit. Like, why even wear it in the first place? You know, like, you're a fucking asshole. You know, you're just like wearing it just because you're still being a smart ass. At least when they're wearing that clown mask, like, yeah, it's completely covered.
I never thought I'd hear the sentence, at least when they're wearing the clown mask.
Right?
Especially by any minority.
Oh my God. Yeah.
That happened. But we got MMA to talk about. The fights last weekend were decent. Definitely some things to talk about. Decent card this weekend too, although a lot of people are saying that it's utter shit. I think I like it better than last week's card. Seems to be a little bit more promising. Some decent headlines, decent matchups, and we're gonna come back around to Joe Biden in the news story as well. So just put a plug on that, strap in, and let's get to it with the rewind of UFC Vegas 13. So we started with Claudia Gadelha and Yan Xiaonan. Yan Xiaonan won a decision. I'm actually forgetting if it was a split or unanimous. But either way, it was unanimous. Okay. Well, here's kind of the point to all that. I guess there was a tiny bit of controversy. Some people feel that Claudia won, but I'll never forget this.
What the fuck?
There was some. Irene, I know you're never gonna. She can win 30-25, and you're still gonna think she should lose. But that's aside from the point. The one thing I thought as soon as this fight was over was something Patrick Wyman said back in the day. Patrick Wyman used to write for Sherdog. He had a podcast for a while. He was on Heavy Hands with Conor Rebush. And I believe it was the third Benson Henderson Cowboy Cerrone fight. Benson Henderson lost that fight, even though it was very clear he should have won. And he made a comment that always stuck with me. He said, for Ben Henderson, this was regression to the mean. Basically, if you keep doing the same shit and keep on getting in close fights, it's not always going to go your way. And this is what I felt like with Claudia. Like I felt like I've seen this fight 3 or 4 times in a row now. And it just so happened that she did not come out on the other side this time. And that's what's wild to me. It's like the whole keep doing the same thing and expecting a different result. Like, I mean, she's had success. You could say if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But these have been issues that have been plaguing her career for 6 years now, maybe more. And there's been like no addressing of it. And it's just wild to me that it's just continuing. And she's switched camps, what, like 5 times? Maybe, like, no exaggeration, maybe 4 or 5 times. And
I
it's the
think
same
so.
shit.
Yeah, because she's been living in the States for what, 4 years, they said?
I think so. I think after she lost to Joanna the second time, I think that was her last fight with Pederneiras, and she's been in the States since. I know she had her own gym. She went to Jackson Wink. I think she spent some time in Florida. I don't even know where the fuck she is anymore. I mean, good for her for trying something new, but the fights look exactly the same.
Yeah, I think she's still with Mark Henry, right?
I forgot about that. She was with Henry. I don't know if she still was for this fight, but that's the whole point. Like, you would think, oh, you could see an advancement in her game. You can see clear improvement in footwork and boxing and cardio. Nothing. It's
Yeah,
the same shit.
yeah, it's the same. I wonder if her boobs get in the way of her actually performing, because they're fucking pretty big, man.
I don't know if she ever got the implants like a lot of people say. Maybe she did, maybe she didn't. But
I
even
think
if she
she did.
did, she's fought this way before she had them. Nothing's changed.
She should evolve though, as long as she's been in the UFC. But yeah, it's just crazy to me that people thought she actually won though.
It was very few. I saw maybe like 1 or 2 accounts. Like it was, and I couldn't
Man.
even name them for you. Like it was like nobody.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean,
They
it
were
was.
watching the fight. They were checking out her boobs.
I love
They're
anytime
fucking
that
huge.
Cloud. I love anytime that Cloud just brought up because it will never go back to analysis with you.
Sorry. Okay,
No, it's
well,
fine.
I kind of stared at him too. Don't get me wrong. Beginning of the fight, I'm like, how the fuck can she fight like that? But
Big thick girl.
yeah. But I mean, Yan is bodied up too, and she's bodied up. I mean, even if when she did take down Yan was like fighting off her back. Claudia couldn't do shit. That first round, yeah, it was competitive. I would probably, yeah, give that round to, slight edge to Claudia, but I mean, round 2 and 3, she was just, she couldn't do shit. Up against the fence, yeah, couldn't do shit. Couldn't take her down. I mean, Yan was fighting her the entire time. And she looks so slow too. Like, I was looking forward to seeing the rankings just to see how far Claudia fell, because I think she was like ranked number 4 or something. But the whole rankings is fucked up too if you look at it right now. I think they have Carla like listed twice, Marina Rodriguez like listed twice. So who's ever
All those
fucking handling
Brazilians
that?
look alike.
Whoever's handling that right now, yeah, hurry up and get to it, man, because I want to see that shit. Her falling all the way to 8 or number 10 or something. I mean, it is what it is. It's so funny to me too. She's a good actor. She likes to fake it, huh? At the end of the fight, she had her arms like, up, like she fucking won the goddamn fight. I'm like,
Again,
bitch.
it's been the same fight. It's been the
Like,
same fight forever, and she keeps winning for the most part. So why wouldn't she win this one?
oh, they just give it to her because she got big boobs.
Yes, Reen. Yes, that's exactly why. That's
Oh
exactly
shit.
why. And she lost to the Asian, so how embarrassing for her, right?
God, I love Yan's shoulders and her arms. Like, damn, look at her arms, man.
The Chinese are bodied up in a different way, man.
Yeah.
They have unique bodies.
Yep.
Still looking at Wiley's calves. Goddamn you, girl.
So they were like talking about maybe Yan and Wiley possibly going at it. That might be a possibility.
It's still a ways away, but that'd be nuts. I mean,
Huh.
Wiley seems crazy enough to do it, but at the same time, Chinese, they're proud. They stick together. So it'd be interesting to see how that happens.
Yeah, if they would fight or not. Yep.
But
Yep.
I wouldn't put it past Wiley. She's down. She looks like she'd be down for that. And if she's not, I don't blame her at all either. Like, I get it.
Yep.
But
Yep.
I know Jan's gonna want that belt too. Wouldn't put it past her.
Yeah. So what? She's still undefeated, right?
I think she has one loss. Yeah, I think they both have just one loss. Yeah. Well, that was that fight. So let's get into fight of the night. Raoni Barcelos and Khalid Taha. Holy shit. This is one of the most fun fights I've seen in a good while. This is probably a contender for fight of the year. No, nothing's gonna beat Wiley and Joanna, but man, that was a really, really crazy fun fight.
It was nonstop up until, I don't know, the last 30 seconds when they both started to slow down.
And could you blame them?
Yeah, and I think Taha got like knocked out a couple times.
Yeah, it was bad. I felt bad after the fight. Like as badass as it was like this took years off his life, no doubt.
Right? Yeah. I mean, the first round he got fucked up a couple times and over and over and over again. Barcelos was just like headhunting. Yeah, he went to the body and leg too, but it was mostly like headhunting. Just fucking found his target. But yeah, it was a good fight. Damn good fight, man.
I don't know. Does Raoni Barcelos have a nickname?
I don't think so.
I mean, if even though Robert Whitaker, his nickname's the Reaper, everyone started calling him Bobby Knuckles. I think we just need to give him the moniker of WEC Aldo. I even tweeted after the fight that I do not get sad. I did not get sad by Peter Yan beating 7 shades of shit out of Aldo because I know Raoni Barcelos is in the UFC. And that's a fucking time machine. Every time he fights, it's a time machine back to 2008. It's beautiful. It's fucking beautiful. If people, the McGregor stands that just came in a couple years ago, you guys truly don't know how special Aldo is. Just look at Barcelos now. That's how Aldo fought all the goddamn time before he came into the UFC. That was like just on the reg, wild, 100% effort in his shots, kicks, knees, elbow. He was a fucking madman. And I look at Barcelos like vintage, straight up.
This was his first fight at bantamweight, right? Because before he fought bantamweight.
I don't know if it was his first or second, but he's not had a lot of fights at a bantamweight.
Yeah. Yeah, because, I mean, if you look at his Tapology photo, like, he's a chunky boy. But this fight, man, it was really good. So fast. But yeah, you're right. Like, he does remind me of Aldo.
He looks like him, too. That's the weird thing. It's not just he fights like him. He looks like him, too. Even, like, some of the tattoos and stuff. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was nuts. Yeah, because you told me they got fight of the night, right?
Yeah, he got fight of the night. Yep. They both got paid.
Yeah, Taha needed some money after that brain damage he took. So I mean, long term, it's not worth it. But at least you got something to show for it right now.
Right.
And for Barcelos too, for having such a badass performance. Yeah, he earned his paycheck that night for sure. They both did. Yeah, he put in fucking work. I could go on all night with Barcelos, so I'll just leave it there so we can go on to the main event. We don't really keep count of who's right and wrong anymore, but this is one that I clearly remember, and I'm glad that I was right, and I'm glad that you doubted your boy.
Dude, I thought this would be it, but clearly Yoko needs to go. Yana Yoko needs to fucking go. What happened? Holy shit, man. I thought that time off would like do him some good. He had knee surgery on both, right?
Yeah.
They both got COVID, Glover and him. I thought, Glover would be more compromised because he's the older fighter. He's 41. So I thought he would have a problem. Well, no. He can take fucking damage. Really bad fucking punches. Like, he gets knocked out. Almost, the past 4 fights he's had, close to getting knocked out, and he just comes fucking back. Somehow he just always comes back, and he did it again. 3 rounds, I think.
3 rounds. It was the 3rd round submission. Right? And he was still getting his ass kicked for 98% of that round.
Right.
Until he pulled it out.
Yeah, because even that 3rd round, when they came back, he got dropped. I thought he was going to get fucking knocked out. But no, came back again. Jiu-jitsu, man, grappling, just took him down, made him suffer, and choked his ass out. I don't know how much longer he can take of this shit, especially if he has to fight that crazy motherfucker with the rope. Yeah, that's a scary dude. But maybe he can pull it off. I don't know if he gets that title shot.
And that's the big question right now, right? Like, does he deserve it? I think absolutely he has. But we know how that word tends to go in this sport, quote unquote. I think the only person that should be able to go over him would be John Jones, but I don't even think that's a thing anymore. I don't think John Jones is going to come back right away to fight Jan. Some people have kind of talked about it and the UFC would book it, but I don't know. I really think he's going to go up to heavyweight. I mean, I don't know when. I think that's his intent as of now. Will he do it? I'm not sure, but I really hope for the sake of normalcy, Glover could get his title shot, but I don't think it's going to happen.
I mean, he definitely deserves it. He earned it. He's finishing fighters. He finished Santos, and John Jones couldn't even do it. And Santos only had one leg to stand on, barely, when they fought.
Isn't it interesting that Glover beat the dog shit out of Thiago Santos? Oh, he didn't beat the dog shit. It was a competitive fight, but still, it finished him when John couldn't. And Jan Blachowicz finished Dominic Reyes when he arguably beat Jones. That is so interesting to me. That is so interesting to me, especially with what a killer John Jones was when he was young. I understand everyone. It's hard. That's why, again, I say this over and over again. That's why Demetrius Johnson was so amazing. He kept getting better with each title defense. That like never happens. What happens with John Jones is what happens with almost every fighter in any combat sport. Floyd Mayweather was a fucking animal when he was young. He was knocking motherfuckers out, fast as hell, super athletic, slick as hell. And then in the last 10 years of his boxing career, he just decided to focus mostly on defense. Still won, got him paid. Didn't matter if it was boring or not. You could say the same thing for Jose Aldo. Yeah, John Jones we just talked about. It's rare that fighters get more exciting as they go. But it is just wild that John Jones arguably lost his last 2 fights, hasn't looked impressive in 3 of his in his last 3 fights regardless. And the guys that could have beat him or probably did beat him just got finished by what a lot of people consider journeyman not even a year ago, probably just a few months ago.
Crazy, right? I wonder what would happen if John Jones and Glover were to fight.
We've seen that fight already. I don't think that's going to end well.
Well, now? You think?
Even now,
yeah.
I don't think that'll end well. I want to see John against Jan. I don't know what would happen there, but John and Glover.
I don't want to see that. I just want to see, like, really?
I do, yeah. I mean, I want to see Jan and Glover. And actually, as you were talking, I was looking through the record. I am amazed that Glover has not fought Jan Blachowicz. I was convinced that he did, but he has not. So this would be a new matchup for him, which is rare for Glover, who's fought everybody at that weight class. So this would be a new fight, but yeah, I think Jan has has some very legitimate problems to deal to hand Jones. I don't know if he'd win or not. I don't know, but I think with Glover, we've seen that fight. I think that I know how that's gonna end.
The Glover now versus John Jones now.
Yeah, I still think John wins easily.
Huh.
Yeah, I think it's the old man bias in you. You have your Claudia bias and you have your old man bias in that one. Jan to me is the X factor here. Jan Blachowicz is the X factor in this scenario.
John Jones doesn't really use his wrestling. He doesn't use any of it. So it's like, okay, Glover, that's what he does. He'll take some fucking shots and take you to the ground. So like, I am kind of curious how that would actually go.
When's the last time John Jones got taken down?
True. That's true. But still, Glover was compromised so many times, and he was still able to do it, get through the clouds, and still able to just take these guys down.
I think
they couldn't do anything on the ground.
I think the fact that it's very unlikely that John Jones severely hurts Glover will aid him in this potential fight, because now we know that Glover is very dangerous when he gets quote unquote put to sleep or / woken up by big shots. John Jones isn't going to do that. He's just going to pick him apart at the feet.
It was so crazy how he was taken down by Santos and he was getting hurt, and then he transitioned out of that and fucking took him down. Like that old man strength. Like, I just want to see that shit happen and just.
I don't think that's the way to go.
Jones.
I'm sorry to break it to you, but Glover is not going to be the one to beat Jones. He's not. I mean, Jan can very well not be the man to beat Jones, but I think there's way more unknowns there.
Yeah, I don't know.
Jan's a formidable striker. He's a decent grappler himself. I don't think he'll be able to take John down, but if he doesn't, he's pretty good with the kickboxing. And if John takes him down,
he's like almost lost the fight though. Even with
I know
he came up to light heavyweight, so it's like, and then Smith too. He's another one came up to light heavyweight. It's not even their fucking weight class.
I know the thing is,
finish both of them couldn't do it.
The thing is, though, John Jones is a very smart guy, and Glover's a very tough guy, and in that equation, I favor intelligence over the toughness. Whereas I think Jan's actually he's tough and smart. Talking in cage only, and I think Jan is both smart and formidable. I think he's tough, strong, and smart. That's why I think Jan offers problems.
I don't want John Jones to go up to heavyweight now, by the way. He needs to just stay. I want to see what happens. He needs to stay.
He's not going to stay. I don't think so. If he stays, I think it's going to be for Izzy. And even then, I'm not 100% sure about that one. I don't know what he wants, but I don't think Jan is really speaking to him right now. I think he does want heavyweight. I think it's possible that he goes up to heavyweight and probably moves back down. That's I think like if I had to bet money right now, it's probably what he'll do. I don't know who he'd fight. But it could be anybody. It will sell. It could be Stipe. It could be Francis. It can be. I mean, if Stipe is the champ, obviously that fight's coming up. So who knows? But yeah, it could be Overeem. It can be Blades. I wouldn't be surprised if he fights one of those dudes too.
Oh man, it's gonna be rough. Yeah, we'll see what happens with John Jones. What his next move will be then. I think he should stay though. That's a bad move to heavyweight, especially with them skinny legs.
Still a big motherfucker.
Yeah, still. Have you seen Francis? Overeem?
I'm not.
Good Lord. Go ahead and leg kick them. Go ahead and use those chicken legs.
He out wrestled DC, who was a lifelong heavyweight. He's like, Jones and strength and size, and that doesn't.
That was a hard cut for him too, though, for DC.
That doesn't do anything for me. The only fight I'm really interested in at heavyweight with him that like I'm really like want to see is him and Stipe, because Stipe is not just big and strong. He's athletic and he's smart. He has incredible boxing. He's got great wrestling. He has skills that he can fuck John Jones up with. I'm not really that, I kind of know how the Francis Ngannou fight's gonna go. I don't think he's gonna land shit. Francis Ngannou, he's so incredibly sloppy. He's just so powerful that people forget how sloppy he is. He still has not refined his technique. He is sloppy as all fuck, and that shit does not work with John Jones.
Yeah, well, it'll either go to decision or Francis will probably knock him out if he does land. He just needs that one shot, and that's it.
And John still has pretty good defense. Like I'd be pretty confident in those odds, whatever they are for John Jones. Like I'm pretty sure he'd win. Stipe's the one like, okay, this is trouble. He's got footwork. He's got very precise hands. He's got power. He's tough as hell. The wrestling might be negated. Like there's a lot of X factors there. With Francis is like power, and that's basically it.
Yeah.
John Jones physique and all that, and against heavyweight, like none of that shit means anything to me. I focus on the skills and the mind, and the only one that I see has that for him is Stipe. And again, like with Jan, I think Jan to a lesser extent, I think John will probably still win that, but I want to see how it plays out because Glover is like, I like Glover, but he's just tough, and I like Francis, but he's just a big hitter. And when you have just one weapon like that, I don't think it does anything.
Well, sometimes that's all you need, though. That's it. Lights out. You're done. So
yeah, but historically speaking, that's usually not the way it goes. That's like lightning in a bottle. It hasn't really
happened though. Like light heavyweight fighter to a heavyweight, we still haven't really seen that. What the fuck? When is he gonna fight again? I know he's like lifting weights and shit, but when's this gonna happen? When's this experiment gonna happen?
I really think we won't know until COVID's over. I honestly feel that. I don't think he's gonna fight. I don't think he's gonna fight in an empty Apex arena.
Right. Or he'd have to go to Fight Island or something. But he doesn't travel. John Jones doesn't really travel.
I do not think he's fucking with anything that's not with the crowd.
He probably can't leave, huh? All of his arrests. Can he even like? Is he a flight risk?
If you get negated into Abu fucking Dhabi, you've done fucked up.
Yeah, he hasn't like had any like really bad like charges or anything that he can't fly, right?
Maybe Canada. I know they're kind of hard with drunk driving in Canada and guns. He's had trouble with guns too. Europe, maybe.
Yeah.
They're kind of pussies up there, you know. Send them to Mexico. Drunk, guns, yeah. Send them down there. You feel right at home.
Huh. Don't they have the UFC Apex or the UFC facility in Mexico? Did they build it yet? The PI?
I don't know if they're done building it, but I know they were looking into it at the very least.
Hurry up. I want to see it, whatever this experiment's going to be.
Maybe that's where Lupe Godinez came from. I know you haven't seen the fight, Reem, but this girl Lupe Godinez, she's the new LFA strawweight champion. She beat Vanessa Demopoulos 2 years ago. Damn, that girl. Woo! Yeah, she can be something special. But that's a side note. We'll probably talk about that in some other episode once you see the fight. But that does it for the rewind. Before we finish, though, there is another fight that we kind of wanted to talk about. Stephanie Frosto. She fought on the Contender Series this week. She lost to Luana. Damn it, how am I forgetting her name now? I had it right on the tip of my tongue. Sorry, you'd have to look up her name. But yeah, she was on a lot of highlight reels this week. Did very well. This girl I was very impressed by. I know Stephanie Frosto, and I guess she was an underdog coming into this one. She looked okay, but man, this girl's something special. This Brazilian girl that knocked her out. I'm definitely keep my eye on her.
Yeah, she's a judo fighter, right?
Mm-hmm. But she moves like a lot of judo fighters. Are kind of stiff, like they're big and they're strong and they're bulky, but they're not really the most fleet of foot. This girl can move. Like she moves like a boxer. Like she's got some footwork. She's light on her feet. And what I loved about her, she's efficient, like to a T. No wasted movement. She will not throw a strike unless she thinks it can land, and that's a high level of maturity for someone her age. I'm not sure. I don't remember how old she is, but I know she's pretty young.
Yeah, well, I was sad. It was over just like that for Stephanie, but she's still young. Maybe she can come back. Or maybe she can go back to Combate or something. I don't know.
I don't think they've had fights still, have they?
No, not yet. But
I know they were talking about it. With. Yeah.
Yeah, they're waiting. Even one of our coaches is waiting for the call up, so for his next fight.
Can't trust Hispanics to be on time. Just can't get it together, people. Oh, they'll come soon enough. Yeah, sure. So you don't ask Mexicans for rides. You just, don't expect them to be there on time. This is like one of the biggest differences that I saw being with a white girl. It's like, fuck, she's on time all the time. Pisses me off, man. Doesn't get it.
Just tell her, be late just a little bit. Give me some time.
When she moved out to LA, she learned that kind of quickly, but still, it's being late in Missouri time is still early.
Right?
Doesn't work.
Don't they show up like an hour, 30 minutes early or something?
Luckily, she probably did when she first got here, not anymore. Yeah, the minority showed her what's up. But yeah, shout outs to Luana. I will get your name on the next one. My apologies. But yeah, she was real good. Look it up. The Stephanie Frosto fight this week. If you guys didn't see it, very promising girl. This Brazilian girl. But that does it for the rewind. Let's get into the preview of the Vegas 14 card. Really quick before we get to that too, Terrence Crawford is going to be fighting Kell Brook this weekend. And this is possibly the second or third biggest / most important fight this year. Number one was for sure Wilder Fury, the rematch. That was the biggest fight this year, I think, still bar none. Number two was probably Lomachenko and Lopez, especially in the COVID era. That's probably the biggest one. But this one might be right up there. Terrence Crawford's basically the best welterweight in the world without nobody's going to say no to that one. Possibly the pound for pound best fighter in the world. According to Mayweather, he thinks he is, and it's kind of hard to dispute that, especially now that Lomachenko lost. But this guy, Kell Brook, very, very solid dude out of England. Has a very good record. He's been in the game for a good while. He's a very dangerous dude. And in Terrence Crawford's last fight, he did not look that good. And it's been quite a while, especially with COVID. It's interesting to see how things will turn out. And as we saw just a month ago with Lomachenko losing, crazy shit can happen. So I'm definitely interested in this fight. I know you probably don't know these guys too well, Reen, but this is more just a reminder for you to watch it. I'll be reminding you on Saturday to keep an eye on this one because I think they'll probably be even better. This fight will probably be better even than Saturday night's card.
Oh, okay, good.
as good as RDA and Felder is, I think this one's gonna probably be more exciting and have more nuance. I think it'll be very Lopez Lomachenko-esque.
So we'll be able to watch the UFC fights and then this boxing, because that's what usually happens, right? They just wait.
Yeah, because they're both on ESPN, so yeah, they don't want to have that conflict, of you choosing. Especially with boxing, they'll just make people wait. They don't care. Yeah, I'll never forget one thing I always despise boxing for: when Manny Pacquiao lost to Timothy Bradley. It was delayed like half an hour, if not more, because Pacquiao was watching NBA playoffs game, and I think it went to like overtime, and people were just sitting there waiting, like the fight should happen already, because it was like main event time. It's like, oh no, Pacquiao's watching the game, he won't come out. Bullshit.
Damn.
Goddamn Filipinos, man. Again, they're the Hispanics of Asia. Again, you can't trust them to be on time either. Son of a bitch.
That's your cousins.
Yep, they are. I've known Filipinos personally that have my mom's maiden name. Same exact name. So, yeah, I literally might have cousins over there. Yeah, them Spanish got around. But anyway, just a quick reminder there. Let's get into the preview. Starting with the prelims. Ronda Marcos is going to fight Kanako Murata. If I remember correctly, Kanako Murata, I think, was going to fight Livia Hinata Souza. We announced that a week or two on the show. And she pulled out. I think she had some kind of leg injury. Ronda Marcos does Ronda Marcos things and steps in last minute replacement. But I believe this is the first time that she's on a 2-fight losing streak, at the very least in the UFC. So it's going to be interesting to see how she bounces back, especially because Murata is she's pretty damn good if you don't know about her.
Yeah. It's been a while for her too, right? Fighting? Yeah, because wasn't she in Invicta?
Yeah, she won the strawweight title last year. I think November of last year. So yeah, it's been a year since she's fought. And then I believe she lives and trains in Japan, so I wonder, with COVID, I don't necessarily know how the measures went over there, so I don't know how well she's been training, how that may have affected her. Ronda, Canada and the US, not too much of a difference. I think she's adapted well, but I'm interested to know in Japan, because I know they didn't necessarily have like mass lockdowns like we did either, but I know they're also very responsible with health and safety. So I wonder if they've done anything, especially when something like fighting, training, we have to be close together. I wonder how she's been doing that.
Well, she usually comes over here. She goes to CSA to train, but of course with our issues, she wasn't able to get in. So
that's right.
Yep. There's a lot of CSA fighters on this card actually. Yoder is one of them.
Oh, I forgot she was in CSA. Yeah, and a quick note on that. I wanted to talk about Yoder, but I don't know Miranda Granger too well. I've seen like 2 of her fights, but I can't make heads or tails about her. Like, she could be just prelim fodder, or she could be like a legit contender, but I don't know at this point. So that's why I didn't decide to include that fight on this one. But yeah, shout out to Ashley Yoder.
Yep, and then that Corey McKenna, she's been going to CSA too, because they have that TAM connection too. NorCal is busy this weekend. But yeah, back to Kanako and Ronda. Man, I don't know about Ronda. I mean, she had some tough fights. It was Dern and what? T-Bus, right?
She's still fucked. Yeah, Hebus is Hebus, but she's still fucked up big in the Dern fight. Not that I think she would have won, but she fucked up big in that fight.
That mistake. Yeah, so we didn't really get to see much on that one. She's always like win one, lose one, win one, lose one. This is the longest skid she's had. 2 fights, 2 losses in a row. She still has that wrestling background. But Kanako does too, doesn't she?
She's a very good grappler. She's got 2 Von Flue chokes in Ryzen. I think it's the only Von Flue chokes that have ever been in that promotion. She got them twice in a row. Once against, God damn it, I have her, the Puñeta girl. The fuck is her name? Oh, Angela Magana. There you go. Yeah, I had to say Puñeta.
Oh, shit.
Yeah,
that's right. They fought. Yeah, I forgot. But I forgot she went to Ryzen. She just had that one single fight in Ryzen.
I believe so, yeah. I think she took it last minute, too.
I think so. Yeah. And I'm not really sure. I'm just going to go with Kanako. I mean, she hasn't fought in a year, but still, she's pretty fucking tough, so.
I like Kanako, but I gotta kind of mark out here. I want Ronda to win. I don't know why. I think that UFC Destin fucked me up, man. Touched me, man, and I think I'm a bit of a mark for her now. So against my better judgment, I'll go for Marcos. Crazier shit has happened, but yeah, I'm just
I hope she
full
wins.
disclosure. Yeah, full disclosure, just marking out here.
I hope she pulls it off, but it's gonna be tough, man.
You always got to go against the Japanese, Rain.
For once, I'm actually cheering for her. Well, maybe because she's like always coming out here to train. Well, before COVID, but
it's not the Japanese connection; it's the NorCal connection.
Yep.
Bitter, some bitter history there, right? With Japan.
Yeah, fuck Japan.
One day you kids will understand. Yeah, but yeah, that's in the prelims. One other prelim fight. Luis Smolka is gonna fight Jose Alberto Quinones. So I heard you get that Kanako Murata pronunciation down, so I gotta do it justice in Spanish too with Jose Alberto Quinones. Man, this is a interesting fight. Quinones got fucking styled on by O'Malley earlier in the year. Smolka, in a way, too. Casey Kenny one-arm guillotined him earlier this year, too. So both coming off of spectacular losses. Not wins, but losses. And I don't know who's going to win this fight. I like Smolka, and I'm kind of rooting for him, but Quinones is I think a lot of people underestimate him. He's not that bad a fighter, and Smolka tends to shit the bed sometimes. So I don't know. I wouldn't be confident either way with either of these guys.
I know. Smolka, man, I feel like he's gonna be out the door again.
Yeah,
poor guy.
I'm very conflicted here, not just because I like both guys, but I'm very conflicted here because I kind of want to mark out for Smolka, but I also don't necessarily want to go against the Mexican in this one. Although part of me kind of does, because he does have jiu-jitsu tattooed on his chest, and anytime I see the words jiu-jitsu tattooed on you, I'm like, for sure you're a foreigner, or for sure you're just not that smart. Yep. I don't know why. I'm sorry, people. If you have a jiu-jitsu tattooed on you, I apologize, but I kind of look down on you.
Oh, man, it just sucks. Smolka got whatever shit he had going on together, finally came back to the UFC, and then now he's like on the skid again.
Tough.
Man, I feel like this is it for him. If he doesn't like win this one, that's it, man. You ain't coming back. You can't go back and forth like this. You can't be a habitual line stepper.
Quinones is that guy too. Like there's several type of gatekeepers and journeymen, and Quinones is, I guess, on the lower tier where if you can beat him, you're UFC caliber, and if you can't, you're probably not.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think you're right. I think if Quinones loses, he might stay around. But I think if Smolka loses, he might not, which sounds weird to say, but I think that's how it'll go. Because for some reason, there's like value to Quinones because they know they can use them as that test. Where if Smolka loses, I don't know if they have that out of him.
I think I'm going to give Quinones the slight edge here. I think he's a little bit more.
Damn.
Sorry.
Okay, in that
I'll
case.
Go with the Mexican.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm like, don't pick the Mexican, but it's all right. I'll go with Smolka. Again, I do like both. And it's not an impossible fight to win for Smolka. It's just, I think with him, it's like all mental because he seems to have all the physical attributes. He's very well rounded. He's game as hell. It just seems like sometimes he just has these mental lapses and he just can't get it together. And Quinones is definitely mentally strong. It's just athletically, sometimes he can't compete. So mind over matter probably is the issue here in this fight. We'll see how true it is. So we're dissenting again, but yeah, I think it could be, nothing wrong with that.
You go with the Islander.
Yeah. He's sweet chin music a guy, man. That's up there with kicking somebody in the ribs while they're down. Sweet chin musicking somebody. Yeah, that'll put you high up on my list. I'll never forget you after that. Shout outs to Chris Curtis too. He again can't forget that guy because he did that on Dana White's Contender Series. But to get on to the main card, and speaking of Dana White's Contender Series, Corey McKenna, she beat Vanessa Demopoulos, the aforementioned Vanessa Demopoulos of LFA, a former strawweight queen. She beat her in Dana White's Contender Series, and she's going to be taking on Kay Hansen, Invicta standout, now one-time UFC veteran against Jinh Frey. Submitted her. Impressive performance. This is interesting. They're both young as hell. Both have a lot to prove. They both have very far to go here. And I didn't know like anything about McKenna before this summer, whereas I know a lot about Kay Hansen because I've seen her fight like 18 times, even though she's only like 19 years old. She's got quite the record for someone her age. So I think I'm just gonna go with my gut here. There's a lot more to be said about this fight, and I know we are gonna say more about it, but I'm just gonna go with Kay here. But I definitely feel that McKenna could win. I just have a feeling with Kay. I think she's kind of got it together right now.
I can't cheer for an Orange County chick, so.
Kay. Yeah, no, you know what? Kay's always been the exception, and it's funny because she was the quintessential Orange County guns, God, and Trump type person. She very well still could be. I know that people are like mad at her because she's like quote unquote trying to rehab her image. She could very well still be very religious and right wing. But I actually read her interview earlier this week. I don't know if you've seen anything about it, talking about her dad. She seems to be in a bad spot. And for people that think that your parents can have strong influence on you politically, I kind of came up with all my political shit on my own, but I've seen this happen, and some people get really fucking hostile with this shit.
I haven't seen that article yet, but I'm gonna have to peep it and see what's up.
To be clear, it wasn't necessarily like politically. She was talking more like business wise. Like her dad was always like super hard on her. Like whenever, I guess since she was young, he would always be super tough on her and want her to be like the star athlete, and he was just really rough on her. And then I guess there was some kind of money issues. I think he was like one of the managers too, and you know how that tends to go with.
Oh God,
yeah. It was one of those type of situations. She didn't really necessarily go into politics or nothing, but either way, you can see what kind of relationship it was.
Right, got it. Well, since you're going with the Orange County chick.
Fuck you.
I'll go with Corey. Like I said, she's been like trained up here with Team Alpha Male, and yeah, she's working on a striking with CSA, and she got some good people around there too. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this one and see what happens. So yeah, I'll go with Corey.
I'm now thinking that I'm going for Kay. Against my personal beliefs of her being from the OC and being like a hard right winger. Maybe it's just now that Trump's out the door. It's like I got to root for an underdog. He can still pull this out, Reen. Everyone loves a good underdog story. So maybe by proxy of Kay Hansen fighting, it's like kind of like rooting for Trump or something. Back to better times when the White House was hilarious.
That shit's so funny, man.
As you said earlier, we're gonna come back to him.
Yep, always do somehow.
Anyway, but yeah, all these fights, shit. Even I mean, we're gonna get into the main event right now, but I think the exact same thing can be said for the main event. So, yeah, very tight, very close fights with all these, and I think the main event is on a similar level. Islam Makhachev pulled out just a week ago. Was it COVID? Did they even say? I
don't think they announced anything yet. Just injury, right? I thought.
Or could it have been visa issues? Because I mean, still in Russia, right?
It is possible. Yeah, it just says injury, so I'm not sure.
Again, it could be COVID or USADA because that doesn't have to be addressed formally.
Right. Yeah, it's crazy, man. Because what they scheduled it 2 times, the RDA fight in Islam, right?
At least once, possibly twice now. Yeah, but for sure once.
Yeah, dude. So Paul Felder doing God's work again, just stepping in. And this time it's 5 days notice?
This fight is still scheduled to 5 rounds, right?
Yeah.
5 rounds. Damn, fuck.
Yeah.
Fucking animal.
Right? God damn. That's hot. I say that. And his porn stash too. He has like a porn stash going on right now.
I know you say you like redheads. I kind of question the validity of that claim, but how many redheads can pull off a stash?
Not many.
Yeah.
Not like that. If you've seen Paul Felder's recent photos, not like that. Got that porn stash.
I didn't think about it. I'm even more impressed with it's gonna sound kind of homoerotic, but fuck it. I'm actually really impressed with Paul Felder's fucking body now, because I realize he's like possibly one of the whitest humans to ever live, and you can still see that he's like fucking bodied up. That's not really supposed to happen.
You can see that he's cut up. That shit's so funny.
Yeah, like when you're
It
that
doesn't
white,
ring.
that's why bodybuilders fucking spray tan themselves. It's like because it gets
Right?
definition. Yeah, but that's impressive, man.
He's the only one that doesn't need to get tanned up.
Yeah.
That shit is so funny, man. He's a busy guy. Cause didn't he have to like corner somebody?
Yeah. Oh, have you seen that? Those that little documentary series on ESPN, the Declassified or whatever, or the UFC Fight Island?
Yeah, I forgot who it was.
Yeah, it was Jared
Gordon.
Gordon.
Yes, yeah. He had to step in. He's like, "Yep, I got a job to do or something," and took off his mic, hit his headset, and was like, "I'm out. I gotta
And
go."
still did commentary throughout the night just for that fight. He stepped out.
Fucking busy ass man. That's a man right there.
He's an inspiring motherfucker, that's for sure.
For real. But this is gonna be tough because it's 5 days notice, 5 rounds. He's not ready for this.
But with Rafael too, I mean, he just lost to Chiesa earlier in the year. Don't get it wrong, Chiesa's very good, and he kind of showed out in that fight. But it's kind of been hit and miss with Rafael as of late.
Yeah.
Like I think even of the Colby Covington fight, like he got his ass kicked in that fight, but he still took down Covington. Like he did something that even Usman and Woodley couldn't do. He took him down fairly easily. He couldn't necessarily keep him down and do much with it, but he fucking gave it a good shot. And he's not even a wrestler. He's a jiu-jitsu guy.
Damn. Okay. I'm gonna have to go with my man Felder. Yeah.
And in this case, I guess I'll have to go with the logical choice of RDA. But again, I do not think it's that logical. I mean, Paul Felder's a crazy motherfucker, and it's not the first last minute fight that he's taken.
Right.
The first 5 rounder, that's for sure. The first 5 rounder on late notice for sure. But he's done 5 rounds. The Dan Hooker fight was earlier this year, and that was 5 rounds.
The collapsed lung. He still fought with a
Perry, right?
Lung. Yeah, I think was it Perry?
I think it was, yeah. Or no, James Vick. He broke his arm in the Perry fight. It was James Vick. He had a collapse.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He's crazy. He's crazy and he's crazy tough. So yeah, do not count out Felder, but I guess if someone's got to be a little bit logical here, I'll go with RDA, although it's not a guarantee, I don't think.
That's a man. That doesn't need a spray tan.
No argument here, man. Yeah, but that does it for the preview. Let's get into some headlines. So Saul Canelo Alvarez, aka Canelo, is now a free agent. There was a lawsuit with DAZN and Golden Boy. I don't know what injunction was placed, or he's just saying fuck it. I don't know how he did this, but it seems like he's out of his contract. Whether it's legitimate or not, he's out of his contract. Decided to resign with DAZN for this next fight. He's going to take on Callum Smith, who is not a quote-unquote premier opponent, which I find very odd, because one of his big gripes in the lawsuit was that he wasn't being offered quote-unquote premier opponents. So I don't know what his angle is here. I wish I followed boxing enough in the news slash politics sense, because there's a lot of politics in boxing, to know what's going on here. But it's interesting to see what will happen. It's not, the story here isn't necessarily even the fight. Yeah, it's good Canelo's fighting again, but it's about what can happen beforehand or afterward. Like I don't even know if there's a guarantee this fight will happen. The judge can step in and probably be like, nah. It's interesting.
Yeah, I guess so. They reached a settlement, so I think that part's good. And then it's also good for him that he got rid of Oscar De La Hoya. And maybe that was really his attempt at this, his lawsuit, like just getting rid of him. Because why not just work directly with, the zone instead and having De La Hoya around?
People were talking about that Canelo could be the next Mayweather, that he can just kind of ride solo and make all the money that way. And Canelo's had interesting business ideas since the beginning of his career. Uh, if you have heard the show before, I believe I've mentioned how I don't know what the deal is anymore, especially since the zone came into place. But when he was with HBO, he had this interesting deal where if you looked at his purses, he really didn't make that much money. As popular as he is, as good of a fighter as he is, he really wasn't making that much money compared to his peers. But that's because he was taking a lower payday, a lower purse, so he can make a percentage off of the revenue in Mexico, because in Mexico the fights are free. So basically every fight that Canelo had was like the Super Bowl. So he would make mad money off of ads and things of that nature. He took a good cut of that. So he'd rather take like a $5 million purse and make way more money with the Mexican revenue than to go with the whole gate and pay-per-view points and all that type of stuff. So yeah, it's interesting to see how, I mean, this is just one fight, so we'll see what happens after this. Obviously, there's always the possibility that he loses. Very unlikely in this scenario, but should he lose, my God, I wonder what that'll do to him. We'll see that when it comes to pass. But a lot of interesting scenarios here.
I wonder if they'll ever reveal how much he got, because they owed him what, 280 million or something.
I believe so, yeah.
So I wonder how much they like settled, and then how much he's lost to like basically get his freedom. I mean, it's still a big chunk of money, I think, that he got, but still, like, just getting rid of Oscar De La Hoya. Now he can just do whatever he wants. I mean, good for him. I guess COVID helped him out.
Right. Yeah. I mean, we've talked about this before too. There's winners and losers and everything and everywhere, and way more losers in this scenario. But Canelo might be one of those rare winners here. Shit, he outdid all the boxing promoters and DAZN. Although DAZN's not, the guys at DAZN are not the smartest guys in the world. But either way, good on him. Good on the Mexican to come out on top, I guess.
Right? And still kind of keep that relationship, man. So instead of like actually nuking them and like taking all the money, like he kept that relationship going. So
well, that goes to show how desperate DAZN is. I mean, that's it. Without Canelo, they're done. It seems like, anyway, from the look of things with this deal. So yeah, that's boxing. That happened. Again, we'll keep an eye out and see what happens there. Back to MMA. Amanda Nunes is pulled out of her fight with Megan Anderson. It's supposed to take place UFC 256 on my birthday, December 12th. She pulled out for undisclosed reasons. There's not a lot to say here because, again, undisclosed reasons. We're just going to speculate. All I'll say is I hope her and the fam are okay. I'm pretty sure it was an injury. She'd say it was an injury. If it was COVID or anything like that, I'm sure they'd say. So if it's undisclosed, I'm assuming it's something more of a personal matter. And when it comes to that, reasonable human beings will get worried because you never know what could be happening with her personal life, with her love life. It could be real bad. So I hope it's nothing too bad, and I hope she comes out of this. And I hope I hope Dana and no one else gives her the treatment that she did when she had sinusitis back in the day when she fought Valentina, and think that she's somehow scared of Megan Anderson.
Even if she was injured, I think she'd beat Megan Anderson. I think maybe she just wanted more time with the baby. Because I think, the baby's a month old now?
I think she was born in September. Well, man, maybe like 6 weeks. Maybe like 6 weeks.
Yeah, so still, that's hard to like pull away from and concentrate, on training and whatnot. I mean, I still think she can beat Megan without any training. Don't get me wrong, but I mean, she's a new parent, so hey, whatever it is, enjoy. Because I think Megan's going to need more training than Amanda does. This should be considered a gift to Anderson.
I guess I'm a little bit more pessimistic because I think I don't remember when this fight was announced, but I want to say it was right around the time she had the kid. And I think even knowing that whether she had the kid or not when it was announced, I think that she would have been smart enough to know, like, yeah, I don't want to fight yet, unless it was some type of hardball move by the UFC, which I don't really know what they can do with Amanda because like she's the double champ. There's not a lot of competition for her. She can basically fight when she wants. Like if she wanted to do the John Jones thing, it's like, fuck it, I'm gonna chill. I don't see what, especially if she fought in May, I don't see what kind of recourse Dana would have for her. It's like she's beat everybody. It's on the girls to prove their worth, but I don't know. That's just me. Maybe I'm just too much of a pessimist and think the worst, but you have a point. You could be right. Maybe I'm wrong and motherhood took over and she wants to do her mom thing, but I just hope everything's cool.
Was it supposed to be the main event? Was it scheduled to be the main event?
Yes. The co-main was Aljamain and Peter Yan, and it looks like that might be the main event now, but there hasn't been any official word. Because there is also, I'm not going to talk about this because I just saw it earlier, but it's just a rumor. Well, report, but Conor McGregor and Dustin Poirier are supposed to fight in January, but I guess Conor is saying that it should possibly get moved up to December, so him and Poirier could be the main event. But I don't know what validity there is to that.
That could be a possibility too. Like maybe just close it out with a really solid card.
Yeah, I can definitely see the UFC doing it. I just don't know if what if Dustin doesn't want to do it then? What if he wants to fight till January? Especially with the holidays coming out, I could definitely be like, hey, let me have the holidays with my kids at least.
Yeah, that's true.
But money talks, like I'm assuming it's gonna be one of those scenarios.
Right. Yeah, we'll see. Enjoy your time off, Amanda.
And again, with me being the pessimist, hope everything's all right. Either or. In other news, Donald Trump had man, this is one of the wildest things I've read in a while. Donald Trump tried to recruit Conor McGregor, Ronda Rousey, Joe Rogan, and Tito Ortiz to film PSAs saying that he handled COVID well on the night before election. There's like these memos that came out too that were leaked, and they had like pros and cons for each person. I couldn't believe this shit, man.
Okay. Who wrote this shit? Okay. Jared Kushner?
I can definitely see. Oh my God. Yeah.
Junior on cocaine?
No, not Junior. Even Guilfoyle, my girl Guilfoyle, I don't even think as coked out as she might be. I don't even think she would have done this shit. Maybe I can kind of see Ivanka because she just seems ditzy as fuck. I think she's trying to help dad out, but she's not good at it. Fuck, I don't know. I don't know who wrote this. But...
It's hilarious.
But okay, here's one thing that surprised me. Did you ever hear of Joe Rogan getting arrested in 2005 for like getting a bar fight or something?
What? He did?
Did you read? Yeah, well, that was the thing. Again, this could be total bullshit because not all of this is factual. But it was saying like, oh, like the pros and cons. Like he's said some negative things about Biden and kind of good things about Trump. He seems a little right wing. Then there was like on the con, like, oh, he's okay with decriminalizing weed, and that there was an arrest in 2005 for like a bar fight, but the charges were dropped.
Oh my God, I totally missed that one because I was still stuck on Ronda Rousey being arrested. Motherfuckers, that was on WWE. Your daddy Trump was on WWE. Do you know how that shit works?
I don't even know if that was the wildest one to me regarding Ronda. The wildest one to me was she has said some quote unquote anti-feminist. She's had some anti-feminist views. And of course, in the Trump camp, that's going to be seen as a good thing. But I was like, why? Is that bad? Why do you... like, dude, she was a pretty vocal Biden supporter and like was totally against the Dakota Access Pipeline. Like, Ronda's pretty fucking left.
Yeah, she was like going up against Dana. Remember, they were having like debates, and Dana's like, "No, Bernie wants to take your money. Why would you want to?"
Yeah, I remember that because he was talking about what a big Bernie supporter she was, right? And this was like what, like in 2015? Like this was back in the day.
Yep. Yep.
That's
funny.
That's the wildest shit, man. Oh my God. And then Tito Ortiz, like I mean, that was like their only hope, I guess, right?
Right? Yep.
Yeah. And then McGregor was kind of a weird one too, because it said like, oh, he said like a one or two nice things about Trump, allegedly, because it was like it wasn't even necessarily understood what he said. He just thought that he was a good president, whatever that means. That could just be a totally empty gesture, you know. But then it did have a self exposure incident, but I don't think it said anything about the alleged rape. That one was weird that was weird because like again, Joe Rogan had a potential arrest in 2005, so they dug that up, but they didn't say about an alleged rape against Conor McGregor. That seems kind of big.
Oh, and all the other shit that's been going on. I mean, the incident in New York, the Dolly
That's right.
incident,
Yeah, that was a
they didn't bring that up.
That's
Florida.
Right. The phone, right? The dude with the phone.
Yeah.
Yep. You're right.
Another Republican state. Yeah. they didn't want to go there with that. I mean, he even has strong words for his leader, the prime minister, whoever, in Ireland regarding COVID and whatnot. So I'm surprised that they didn't even bring that up.
Wasn't it about the shutdowns that like he wanted the country to shut down because he wanted everybody to be safe, right? I think
the way, they didn't really handle it right or something like that. Yeah, he's trying to help out and spread the word, be careful or some shit.
Man, I'm going back to Ronda now. The whole arrest thing. Yeah, you're right. So, in case you guys missed it, there was a fake. I don't remember what happened because I don't watch WWE, but yeah, there was some type of shenanigans involved where Ronda got taken away in cuffs because she was like, I guess, being too violent or something with what's her face, redhead girl, fucking
Becky Lynch.
Yeah.
Charlotte Flair. They started brawling.
They started kicking the windows out of the car and kicking the shit out of each other while cuffed, and apparently this was seen as a real arrest.
Yeah, they had to get security out to, the floor and take the girls backstage, and they had 2 cop cars or something, and everything was fucking staged, dude.
For a second, I actually believed it because I was like, I mean, I didn't put 2 and 2 together about the whole. I don't watch WWE, so I forgot they had quote unquote arrested her. But I was like, wait, did Ronda get? Say what you want about Ronda, I never heard about her getting in any kind of legal trouble. Like I know like a manager suit or whatever, but like getting in a bar fight, getting in a street fight, something like that, I was like, it doesn't seem like her. And I was like, oh this was it. This was.
Why didn't they list that she kicked the back of the squad car's back window?
They should have put in the notes like, is she a all cops are bastards person? Is she abolish the police and defund the police people?
Huh.
Yeah, is she a terrorist left winger as the Colby Covingtons of the world might say?
Yeah, she like busted out the window. She hopped into the front of the car and rammed it, rammed the other squad car. Like they didn't have all that listed out.
Oh God! Oh my God! defacing public government property, disrespecting the police. Holy shit.
You really wanted to use her as a PSA?
Right?
What the fuck?
She could, man. Oh my God. I mean, Ronda looks like one of the people that's taking the pandemic very seriously because it doesn't seem like she leaves her farm anymore. But, has she not been married and the whole deal, like, I can actually see her on the streets, to be real with you. Will she be as down as Leslie Smith? I don't think so. But, like, I can see her at the very least, like, going to, like, drop off, like, water bottles and fucking, like, supplies for the protesters in the summer and shit. You know what I mean? Like if it had just been in a different time without COVID, like I can actually kind of see her doing that.
Yeah, I think you're right.
But again, like I'm not saying this is like, oh, Ronda's this great person or anything, but just at how odds she is with Trump and his ideological disposition. Like, nah, man. Oh my God. And then with Rogan too, like I just I stopped to think like, okay, I can definitely see a PSA with Ortiz, but Rogan, McGregor, I can kind of see with McGregor in a way too. But Rogan and Rousey, like, no, man, no, they don't do PSAs. That nah. And weirdly enough, Masvidal wasn't on the list. But then again, like, I want to see his pros and cons. Like, okay, very pro Trump, that's good. Pro capitalist, anti socialist, that's good. But he's a bare knuckle street fighter who's gotten quite a bit of trouble with the law and yeah. Oh, and knocked the fuck out of a white man and mocked him as he was unconscious. that happened too.
Oh, can't have that, man. Did you see on Fox News? I forgot which reporter it was, but they said he's a Mexican UFC fighter.
Laura Ingraham, of course. Yes, I remember her. and she called him Jorge Mosvidal. She called him Mosvidal. Here's a crazy thing. Laura Ingraham is one of the most despised people on Fox News, and I understand why. But she's one of these people that trips me out because she's Amy Coney Barrett's another one, the newly appointed Supreme Court justice. These reps that they get as these like intolerant right-wing bigots. Laura Ingraham adopted a kid from Russia and from Guatemala. And when you look at her on Fox News, she's so anti-immigrant, and she's gone as far as like fuck legal immigration. Like, we need to take care of Americans, and not just like, oh, not all these illegals that we're, trying to take care of. Like, no, she's like, why are we bringing any immigrants right now? She's gone that far, and she adopted foreign babies. It's fucking wild, man. Crazy Amy Coney Barrett too. She has the fucking Haitian kids.
Crazy white ladies. I think her brother, even Laura Ingraham's brother, he tweeted something like, yeah, you've really gone on the deep end now. You're a wackadoo or wackadoodle or something.
Why? Because she's not accepting the election results and all that?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, she has some dude. She was like interviewing him, and I don't know if it's a he or she. They changed the voice and everything.
Guy?
Yeah.
Oh, I saw rampant fraud and like, yeah.
Yeah, her brother even like called her and said, "Yeah, you're like a little wacky now."
Fuck, dude.
It's gonna be interesting when she goes home for Thanksgiving, huh?
Oh my god. Yeah, it was just funny that the way that the article is written is like Trump's desperate attempt to get any kind of sway with the public. Like it was celebrities too. They didn't really go into what I'm assuming it was Kanye and Kim for sure. Lil Wayne, I assume these people that vocally support Lil Wayne, 50 Cent, James Woods, I'm sure. But to go with McGregor and Ronda and Joe Rogan and Tito Ortiz, my God. They didn't even pull off Tito Ortiz. I mean, Jesus Christ. Maybe because he was too busy running his own campaign. I don't know. Or maybe they just did this shit last minute. They couldn't even get to him in time.
Maybe they didn't after all of the interviews he's done so far. Ever since he's won, they're like, oh my God.
Well, obviously, unless they went back and looked at Borrachino Depot's account and was like, okay, no. But all those interviews that happened when he won, I mean, that was after the fact,
Yeah, exactly. So they're like,
Yeah, they're probably glad about that one. Yeah. My God. Yeah, people, I strongly urge you to read it. We're just laughing so hard because it was so ridiculous. But once you read it yourself, you're like, my God, this dude was for real. And this is not like some fake news bullshit. This was like declassified. Like they actually wrote this.
Fucking Jared and Ivanka.
This is legit. Those fucking people, man. That still one of the weirdest couples I've ever seen in my life. And anything ever. Oh, they fucking creep me out. They're fucking weird. But anyway, in other headlines, Michael Bisping is going to be in a movie. He's going to be the lead in this movie called The Journeyman. Weirdly enough, named The Journeyman. And it's an adaptation of a book by Mark Turley. So I know Bisping's been in a few movies. He's British, so for sure, I'm sure he's trained boxing. He loves boxing. I don't know too much about his acting chops, but if he can pull this off, this man, good on the count.
There was like a clip floating around. He was in some kind of TV show, wasn't he? Or was it a movie or something? I don't know, but he looked cool in that, and he's funny. I don't know if you've heard his shows or not
No,
with him and Luis.
I still haven't
Yeah,
gotten around to it.
yeah, with Luis Gomez, and then he's been on Bobby Lee's show twice now, and Bobby Lee even complimented him and said, like, maybe you should try stand up because you're a really like funny guy. You're natural.
Wow.
So yeah, so he must really got it going on. Like, good for him. One Eye had this fighting career, doing all this commentary stuff, and then now he's like becoming a actor and doing all these things. So shit, good for him. I'm like looking forward to this fucking movie. I don't know what this person. I'm gonna have to like check out the book and review or something, but that's fucking cool, man.
Yeah.
I mean, a lead. I mean, usually they're like a stunt double or something, right? Like they're not really like a lead.
Cameo. Like GSP
A cameo, right?
was
Oh yeah.
in Captain America, but he was
Yeah, he
what,
was
like 10 minutes?
right, a bad guy. He was just
Yeah.
fighting dude. That was it. Fighting Captain America.
No.
They tried it with Ronda. They tried to give Ronda, I think, Captain Marvel's lead. She was like gunning for that, but they're like, nope, you can't act.
Oh my god, that would have been so weird. That would have
Mm-hmm.
been so weird. Like I know everyone loves Gina Carano, but like I see Deadpool and I see her in it, like, fuck, this is bad. And I love Deadpool, but like you could clearly see how out of their way they went to make her resemble a decent actress. And there's many movies that I've seen, like it's obvious.
Yeah, I didn't even watch Haywire because wasn't she like one of the leads or something?
She was a lead in that one.
Haywire.
I did see
Yeah.
that one, and yeah, that one was the movie itself wasn't that bad, but yeah, she was not great in it.
Yeah, and now she's in the Mandalorian, and well, she's not great at that either.
I haven't seen that one yet, so I don't know. I know people like her in it, but then I don't know. I know people are trying to cancel her too for like I still don't know what. Someone's gonna tell me one day, and I'm gonna be like, "What? That's it?" But whatever. That happened. We'll see when it comes out. Who knows if theaters will even be around when it's supposed to come out? We'll see how we watch it. I think everything's gonna be at home now, but good on you, Bisping. Hope it's a good movie, and hope he gets some money out of it. Hope he continues with this if that's what he wants to do. But enough with headlines. Let's get into some matchups. Let's start with some Invicta news. Kayla Harrison. I don't know exactly how this happened, but yeah, she had sued PFL along with Lance Palmer because the season did not happen this year due to COVID. And they said that was breach of contract because they're supposed to be offered fights definitely within the year. They said that they're coming back, April or May? Got a couple months for PFL to come back, but she's gonna take a fight very soon on November 20th at Invicta 43. She's gonna be fighting Courtney King, and she's gonna be going down to featherweight for the first time. So this is a big fucking deal. I don't know much about Courtney King. I've never heard of her, but that's always the case with most featherweights and with me. I don't know how good of an opponent or how bad of an opponent Courtney King is, but just the fact that she's going to cut the weight is reason enough to tune in. Because if this girl's any kind of tough and has some kind of cardio, we don't know. Kayla Harrison may be a one-round fighter at featherweight. It's going to be real interesting.
I just want to see like how small she gets because she's so fucking thick everywhere.
I know you like strength training. I know you like a certain thickness to people, to women, but like Kayla's one of those. I think even for you, is that too big?
That's too much, man.
And that's not like bodybuilder shit. I mean, she's a gold medalist judoka. I mean, that's like real athleticism. Yeah. That's real muscle, but she's gigantic, man.
Yes, she's scary when she flexes. When she's up there, like, her arms are fucking huge.
She's bigger than like a lot of guys her size, for real. And she's fucking legitimately huge, man. So yeah, I remember when she first came in. I'm like, I didn't know. I knew I'd seen her in the Olympics. I didn't know too much about her. I knew she was kind of a big girl, but I'm like, she could get down to featherweight. And then I seen her at weigh-ins at 155. I'm like, fuck, I don't think she can, because I know how much like someone like Cyborg cuts. Even Megan Anderson. I mean, these are big girls, but it's a different kind of body, man.
Yeah, her neck is huge. She has some big ass neck muscles. Yeah, I'm curious to see how her like body changes. That's fucking crazy. How? Where? Where's she gonna cut it?
Yeah, she and the fact, I wonder how long she's known about this, because as of right now, it's the 12th. She has 8 days.
Yeah, right? Because it's the 20th, so
Like she's had to known about this for a while. There's no way they on 2 weeks notice, week and a half notice, she's gonna cut God knows how much weight. Because fuck, what does she walk around at? If she fights at 155, she's probably walking around what, 170, 180, possibly.
gotta be. Gotta be. That's a big girl, man. That gotta be. Yeah, maybe this was in the works. I don't know.
Yeah, because
Had
it sounds like
nowhere else to go.
it sounds like it's a one-time deal, and it's interesting with Invicta because obviously they're a feeder league to the UFC at this point, and
Mhm.
she's with PFL, and it sounds like we assume that she's probably going to go back to PFL after this, but that's usually not the pipeline. It's usually you're in Invicta, you maybe go to a contender series, and then you possibly get in the UFC. Every once in a while you go to LFA if like there's not a lot of fights out there for you, but Bellator it tends to be like, if they sign you from Bellator, it's usually like, oh, Shannon just, you said, oh, I don't really want to seek something else, and then Bellator ends up picking you up, especially if you're a featherweight. But I don't know. It obviously we've been talking about since the minute she got in of Kayla versus Cyborg. I think that'd have to be a cross promotional thing between PFL and Bellator. I wouldn't necessarily see it as a impossibility, but that's one of those things you don't want to wait too long on that one.
Nope. I wonder what they're gonna do, man. We'll see what happens. If she can make the weight and if she wins, we'll see what happens. So November 20th is around the corner.
And how she wins. I mean,
Right.
it can be one of
Right.
those things that shit, even if she gets like a quick finish, she's probably just huffing and puffing afterwards and just looks god awful. And you know, yeah. I mean, I wish her all the best. I do not wish her ill for sure. This is a possibly a very dangerous cut. So yeah, I hope she gets it done. I hope she fights to her best abilities. And I hope to God that if she felt shitty in any kind of way, that she didn't feel like she could perform to her best ability, she goes back up to 155. I mean, don't kill yourself for this, you know? But moving on to the UFC, Orion Kosi has been forced out of his UFC 255 fight with Nicholas Dalby. Now Daniel Rodriguez, the crazy ass Mexican from Alhambra, he's gonna take on Dalby. So that's a good fight. Unfortunate for Kosi. I know you have a little insider information on this, right, Reen?
Yeah, but since it's undisclosed, I'm not gonna really say much. But
Fair enough.
cause I don't want to get my ass kicked.
But yeah, I mean, we can disclose that Reen has trained with Kosi, and he's your was it wrestling
Yeah.
coach? Jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, he's my kid's wrestling coach, and then I just started wrestling, so he's my wrestling coach. And yeah, I don't want to get fucked up.
You're gonna get like Kevin Randleman slammed and shit.
Shit, man, hell yeah! And then yeah, since our original jujitsu coach has been out, he's been like training jujitsu for us too. So he's been like, yeah, trying to help out where he can. But yeah, I'm not gonna say what's going on because it's undisclosed. And yeah, I don't get my ass kicked, like I said. So, but yeah, it just sucks, man, because my son and I were actually looking forward to this fight, and of course, the entire gym too, because he's one of our favorites. So, yeah, it just sucks, but hopefully he'll recover soon and get another fight lined up.
Yeah, I know with the first, he got his contract with the Contender Series, and of course, you want to make your debut sooner rather than later, but it's also one of those things. I mean, Nicholas Dalby's no joke. So I mean, maybe he'll fight him in the future after this, or maybe he'll get someone else. But maybe it's a little better to take a little extra time too, especially in these times. Like everyone's kind of having it rough. But yeah, I definitely wish him the best of health. But I feel you there.
Yeah. Uriah probably told him let's pull out or something. So yeah, because he's so tough, man, and he'll fight with injuries. But I'm pretty sure that his coaches were like, "No, we're not doing this."
And if you guys don't believe that, you should watch his Contender Series fight. He was getting his ass kicked for a good portion of the fight. Comes back in the third round and finishes the guy. So yeah, he's definitely a tough kid. I became a fan just with that fight. So unfortunately, but we will see him soon enough for sure. Another bit of news that, man, it's very exciting and also kind of sad at the same time. Carlos Condit is supposed to face Matt Brown again, supposedly happening on January 30th. I'm only sad this fight is great, even past their prime, but it's just one of those things that I just hope they both, at the end of the fight, put their gloves down, win, lose, or draw, both of them, and just call it a career. I do not need to see them fight after this, both of them.
Well, is that too much time? Like January 30th seems so far away.
It's only 2 months away.
But for them, is that too much time? That's a lot of time to get injured and pull out of fights, and yeah, so many things could happen. They're not young kids, I don't know. I feel like it's not gonna happen.
God
Sorry.
Damn,
Sorry. I'm like looking at the date. I'm like, fuck, that's so far away.
I think I'd feel worse if it was in 2 weeks. I'd be like, nah, someone's gonna get COVID. Someone's gonna get fucked up. Hey, by January, to me, it's probably a good thing. By January, this shit may be over. I doubt it.
Well, when Biden gets sworn in office, it's going to be over?
No, November 4th. They keep moving the goalposts.
Oh, damn it.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, honestly, though, we don't know what's going to happen fucking next week. These cases are spiking right now. I mean, hey, we still don't know what we're dealing with here. So we'll see. Everyone's in a precarious situation. The likelihood that it's canceled again is very high because before we just had old age and injuries and shit like that to worry about. Now we got COVID too. We'll see, but knock on wood, hopefully it gets through. Another fight, man. This is I don't even know how to say this, but I'll just say it. Macy Barber supposed to take on Alexa Grasso. This is happening on a fight night on February 13th. I will never, ever, ever root for a Mexican as fucking hard as I will for Alexa Grasso that night. If Alexa Grasso loses this fucking fight, goddamn you, Alexa.
Are you gonna have your Mexican flag flying around? Waving it?
I might. I think I burned them all in 2016 when Trump won, but I'll buy another one if I have to.
Huh?
I'm kidding, people. I'm fucking kidding.
Like Mexican dish, a whole fucking spread.
I have my big ass blanket with the tiger on it, and yeah.
Your Mexican hot chocolate, spiked Mexican hot chocolate.
Oh my God, with some Kahlua, that shit's bomb diggity. I haven't had some of that shit in a while, but holidays are coming up. I'm gonna drink a little bit again. I haven't drank in months, but I think the holidays would merit it this time. But there's the thing too, is that Macy's gonna be. I mean, at that point, what, a year since she last fought? Alexa looked good against what was her name? Kim Sung-Yo Kim. I forget her other names, but the Korean girl that she fought last. She looked good in that fight, but she shits the bed sometimes. And Barber, I don't know what to make of her, man. I don't know if she's going to come back stronger. I don't know if she's still just going to be the same marauding, no technique, fucking all power bulldozer. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. And then shit with her knee too. I mean, sometimes, even though she's young, sometimes when a knee goes, it's very easy for it to go again. You know, I mean, I asked Dominic Cruz about that. It's not a guarantee that she's going to come back 100% healthy.
Yeah. I wonder if she'll be a little timid.
There's that possibility too. But Alexa hits pretty fucking hard. And then we've seen her get dropped, like in the JJ Aldrich fight. She came back pretty hard, but Roxy dropped her. And I mean, it was all kinds of things. Yeah, but she got hurt. She got hurt, and
Yeah.
oh man,
She doesn't have that momentum going anymore, you know?
that's a very big factor too. It definitely could be.
Yeah, she had that high going on and everything. Like the machine was behind her, and now she doesn't have that. And I just feel like she might be a little timid and maybe thinking about her technique too much and what she's been like training on, and trying to come back. And
Is she still dealing with her dad?
possibly, right? Grasso might just derail that train completely.
God, oh my God, I might apply for dual Mexican citizenship. I might if fucking Grasso pulls this off. Why I would want to go over there, I have no fucking idea, but I'll do it just for a matter of principle.
Holy shit, man. That's so funny.
I like be proud to be Mexican again. I got Lupe Godinez. I got that girl right now, and Montserrat Ruiz. She's cool. I like her too, but she's part Chilean. Maybe that's the cool part of her. But I got those two girls. Alexa, do not fuck this up. We know how your girl Aldana did. Do not fuck this up. But yes, and you wonder why I have no faith in these people. Again, broken foot or whatever. That's bad, but still, Grasso.
She had COVID too.
Grasso's missed weight. Grasso's had injuries too. Yeah, Grasso. Okay, I'll say this: we will put every effort into you getting an OnlyFans for your feet pics. We will do all the deals. We will make this our primary concern. If you can beat this girl, Grasso, please, por favor, Grasso, se lo suplico.
What'd you say? Win? Just
please,
win, baby.
Please, Grasso, I beg you. I beg you to win. Yeah.
Shit's funny. You'll have flan. You're gonna have your moms make flan and shit, and tamales.
I might even eat menudo, and that shit is disgusting. Fuck that shit. I might eat menudo if Grasso wins. I'm like all in on this shit. I'm going all in. And right now there's some Mexicans listening right now that just shut it off because I shit on menudo. Fuck menudo. That shit's gross. 2 fights that I didn't put on the docket ring but came up right before we started the show, so I'm gonna just rail them out real quick. On that January 3rd event that's supposed to have Condit and Brown, Kelvin Gastelum's supposed to fight Heinisch. Speaking of Mexicans, Ian Heinisch against Kelvin Gastelum on January 30th, and then Alistair Overeem's supposed to fight Alexander Volkov. That's supposed to be a headliner for February 6th. So, quick thoughts on those fights.
Damn. Okay, is this the pathway to gold then for Overeem? Damn, okay.
Well, right? I mean, the winner of this fight, you would think. I mean, Blades is still out there, but
yeah,
I think this is the one. I mean, well, Blades is fighting Lewis, right? In a couple weeks.
Oh, really?
Believe so, yeah.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
I looked that up. Okay,
so,
interesting.
Yeah. I would think. And
then Kelvin,
and Ian
Heinisch, be ready to go.
You know what? I'm down with this fight because he's been taking on some real tough guys, and Ian Heinisch is a really good guy too. But this seems like good matchmaking. I don't think they're trying to kill Kelvin here. I mean, what? Hermanson, Izzy, who else? Who else has he been taking on lately? Because he's lost what 3-4 in a row. Gastelum has.
I think so.
Yeah, he's been taking on some monsters, but
he's been taking L's on Instagram too. So.
What, just the rest of the luchador thing?
Oh, Holly's gonna be tough too.
Oh my god! Well, January 30th, he's got a month to lose the weight. He can do it. Why I have faith in him, I don't know, but he can do it. It's mathematically possible.
On paper, it looks good.
God damn, Gastelum. At least I got Grasso. I don't have a lot of faith in Grasso to pull it off, but I have more faith in her than Gastelum. So, making that comparison, Grasso can do this. Oh my God. Hope. Fingers crossed. But yeah, that does it for MMA. That does it for matchups. Let's get into the news story of the week. Headline is, brewery launches new Biden beer described as, quote, inoffensive and not too bitter. I know it doesn't sound too flattering, but it is meant to be flattering. Apparently, the owner of this Wisconsin brewery is a Biden supporter, a Biden fan, apparently, and did this in support of the new president-elect, Joe Biden. And I guess he's even had he had Biden campaign posters outside of the building. He even got in trouble for it, I guess, some were too big, which I did not know was not kosher in some areas of this country. But the thing that kept, I mean, he even did a campaign for the sign because they told him to bring it down, free our Biden sign. But the thing that really tripped me out about this is that he claims to be a progressive. So basically, leftist ideology, but he's a big time Biden supporter. Those things just don't seem to make sense. That whole thing that Trump was fear mongering about Biden being a socialist is totally not even remotely true. But this guy's making it seem like he is because he's supporting this guy. But yeah, it's just ridiculous. I guess good on him to show like, all right, he's trying to make money off of the president. He's clearly a capitalist. He's not this diehard communist like some people may think. But yeah, this is a thing. This is supposed to be flattering for Joe Biden to have a beer named after him that's inoffensive and not too bitter.
I'm like offended by the price.
You know what? It's I don't know. I don't know what breweries are like around your way, but $6 for a 32-ounce can. I pay like $7 for a 22-ounce bottle in my neck of the woods in my local brewery. It's a very good beer. I don't know, for Wisconsin, maybe this is market value.
Oh.
Or $15 for a 3-pack. That doesn't seem too bad.
$15 for a 3-pack? Fuck that, man. I can get like Modelo for like $10. And that's a 6-pack.
Yeah, but you know, Mexicans aren't good businessmen, so they leave money on the table.
Wow. Biden beer. Have you seen the picture of it? They didn't really put that much effort into it either.
No, I have not.
If you look up like Biden beer, if you look it up, it's like they didn't really put too much effort into it at all.
Does it just look like a typical political poster, like blue and white and red and?
Oh yeah,
typical political font.
Yeah, it has like the brewing company's name up top and whatever, and I don't know what the fuck the picture is of that. Is that the county or whatever? And then yeah, it says Biden beer with your blue, red, and white. Yep.
It's weird because okay, it's in Wisconsin. Wisconsin's known for their beer. I mean, shit, their baseball team's named the Brewers, so it's not totally out of the, you know, not out of the question that they would do this. It's just Biden's not even from Wisconsin. He's from Pennsylvania or Delaware. I would expect something like Pennsylvania or Delaware to do it, but especially a state that he barely won in Wisconsin. Like that was one of the toss-up states in the beginning. So yeah, interesting. And interesting times. I do wonder though. I don't know. I mean, I have no intention. I mean, I'd try it. I wouldn't buy this shit. I'd try it. Doesn't sound like it's my type of beer, but I'd like to know. There's got to be a Trump beer somewhere, right?
Maybe they will now because of this, but I'm surprised that he's not getting slapped with like, "Hey, you can't use my likeness or anything." Well, if he's a supporter, not on there, but. Yeah.
And if he's a supporter, I mean, I would think that, yeah, I mean, because it's just a person's name. I don't know. I don't know the legality of it, but I'm assuming Biden's cool with it. I mean, he did win Wisconsin.
That's true.
He was kind of campaigning for the guy. But yeah, maybe if he found out that he's like for progressive policies, yeah, he probably wouldn't be so happy about all this.
Oh, I guess Biden doesn't drink alcohol either. I didn't know that.
Wow, really? Him and Trump. Wild.
Alcohol.
I wonder if he ever did. I wonder if he's never drank, or he gave it up at some point. And then I do wonder if it has something to do with the tragedy in his family too. With
oh yeah,
losing his If you guys don't know, he lost his wife and his kid in an accident. I think it was a drunk driver. So I wonder if it has something to do with that. That's unfortunate, but that is something that happened. But that is also a reason of why that probably is. With Trump, I don't get at all. Trump's the kind of like I think drugs and or alcohol could help him, honestly. And we know he does drugs. We know he's like on all types of Adderall and shit. I want to
Yeah.
try some of the shit that he's on. It looks like a good time. I want to dance to the YMCA like a fucking moron too. This totally clueless white man. I want to be that guy too.
Orange. He doesn't know what color he is. That spray tan. Whatever they use, that makeup.
I do wonder sometimes, right? Like, how long does it take? Well, I don't think Trump sleeps either, though. And like, what's his bedtime routine? But I don't think Trump sleeps. He's like tweeting at like 3 in the morning and watching Fox News and shit. Like, I think he's one of those guys that doesn't sleep.
Yeah, he's probably constantly eating like, McDonald's and shit, and drinking sodas, eating KFC with a fork.
Yeah, he does that. Man, I've been talking to a lot of people recently. Now that like he looks to be on his way out, what has been the best Trump moment? Like the funniest ones, and I think the three runner-ups for me are easily him throwing towels at the Puerto Ricans. That's up there. Him getting McDonald's for that fucking college team,
Yep, that's for sure my top one.
and and
Fast food.
a very underrated one, but I think it was beautiful. When when he called Senator fucking Elizabeth Warren Pocahontas in front of Native Americans.
Oh shit.
Did you miss this one?
I heard of it, but I didn't see that clip. I didn't know it was in front of
I
Native Americans.
I want to say, speaking of Veterans Day, I mean, it just happened. It may have been Veterans Day. I think they were talking to the Wind Talkers. If I could be getting this wrong, and I'm sorry if I am, but if I'm remembering this correctly, I think he was talking to the Navajo tribe because if you guys don't know, in World War II, there was a lot of Navajo tribe members in the military that were helping with the operation because they taught the Navajo language to Americans to try and like send codes. That way, the Germans and Japanese couldn't decipher what they were saying. So yeah, the Navajo has like a deep history in the U.S. military because of that. And they were like honoring them. And they like brought in some Navajo tribe members to like talk about all that. And Trump just, of course, going off the cuff, like, oh, like, thank you guys for your service and all that. And these are real Native Americans. We have a senator. I don't know if you guys know. We have the Senator Elizabeth Warren. I call her Pocahontas because she claims she's Native American.
Oh my god.
Oh my god! So, and then my sister reminded me earlier this week when he looked directly at the sun. Remember that fucking eclipse?
Oh yes, that's right. Fucking idiot. God, I forgot about that.
Oh my god! I know he brought misery. I know this, people. I know, but we will never get this kind of joy again. We really won't.
Nope. One of a kind. God, and all the fact checkers are going to be out of a job soon. I mean, we'll still need some of them, but not as much.
Yeah, I mean, Biden's not be online for sure, but he'll at least be convincing about it.
Yeah, he won't be on Twitter constantly.
Dude, oh my god. I wonder if there was like a campaign for Twitter to keep Trump in office because their business must have been booming the past 4 years.
Oh, I bet, man. I mean, they've been in the news so many times the past, 6 months?
Yeah.
With censorship and shit like that. And he's always talking shit on Twitter and talking shit about Jack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god, there's one last thing I almost forgot. And this is one of those things that it should have happened and I'm fucking pissed that it didn't. Remember his COVID stunt? His would have been COVID stunt?
Oh, the Superman thing. That's right, I forgot.
If you guys don't know, there was a report, and obviously this could be total bullshit, but I want it to be true so bad that he was gonna come out of the hospital after he got diagnosed with COVID. He was gonna come out all weak and feebly, and like he could barely hold it together. And then all of a sudden, he would have like started standing up with his chest out and everything. He would have unbuttoned his jacket, and he would have had a Superman shirt under it, so he could walk in front of the media and his supporters like.
It would have been entertaining, but like, come on, man.
I would have been dying on the floor, like holding my stomach for like an hour, just like, oh my god, this fucking happened. This fucking happened. There's so many things where I'm like, I can't believe he did that. But that was one of the ones like, if he would have done that, oh my god. Oh
Superman's
my
an
god.
illegal alien, dude.
And he puts duty over booty, man. That Trump can't. No. No. Nope.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be a little boring, huh? About
Yeah.
office.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's why you gotta follow the Trump News Network, people. This is where it's gonna be at.
For real, right? I think he's doing it to crush Fox News, right? He's like,
Yeah.
fuck you, Fox News.
I can't wait for 2024. I can't fucking wait
for when he runs again?
Yeah. Oh, that's just gonna be bomb, dude. That's just gonna be hilarious all over again. Oh my god.
He's gonna be molding people to take over.
Oh god. I just hope it's him. Man, shit, at that point, what is he right now? He's like what, 75?
He'll be old as fuck, so he's gonna
like
probably
80.
be.
But then again, Bernie's old as fuck too. So, but then I wonder, is that gonna change him?
But Bernie, I mean, look how big Trump is. He's a fucking fast food eating, very unhealthy dude.
And Bernie did have a heart attack earlier this year too. I mean,
true.
But yeah, I mean, he's definitely not as big as Trump, and yeah.
Yeah, that happened, but yeah.
All that happened, and it will happen no more. We got what, like 60 days to cherish this shit.
Huh. Ivanka might be his like vice president, like running mate or something.
Fuck.
Some crazy shit's gonna happen.
Well, we know Melania's not gonna be around at that time.
So. No, the contract is over with. January.
Barron's gonna be the leader of the resistance along with Claudia Conway. God damn, this is gonna be fun. Gonna be straight out of a movie, man. Just 4 more years, people. We'll get through this.
For real.
We will have entertainment once again. We will have politics as it should be. Just ridiculous, nonsensical, and fucking hilarious.
He's gonna be talking shit to President Kamala.
With a good dash of racism. With a good dash of racism to boot, as Chappelle said. Yep. There you go, people. That was our show. Hope the politics didn't divide you all too much. We think this shit's funny. I don't know how you couldn't, because this is the truth of the country we live in. But anyway, I want to thank you guys.
It is now.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I want to thank you guys for listening. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at juice_MMA. Reen.
Fox with you on Instagram and Twitter.
And you can follow the podcast at iFoxWithJuice, also on Twitter and Instagram. We're on Spreaker, iTunes, Spotify, any audio platform. We're basically on there. So follow us there. Give us a like, retweet, post, whatever you got to do. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you all next week. Later.